I suppose they're like an enormous woodlouse crossed with the biggest alien off Alien. Except they're beautiful. Trilobites died about 250 million years ago, in the same mass extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs. I wonder what would survive a mass extinction now. Probably just things. They'll find us like them bodies in Pompeii and try to work out what life was like. I love the idea of a bunch of anthropologists analysing a Tamagotchi, deciding if it had any religious significance or not. Putting an inflatable armchair in a museum. I want to find a trilobite more than anything. I think about how it'll feel, seeing its spiny skeleton burrowed into the dirt. I think that when I'm 80, it'll be worn and shiny from me rubbing my fingers over it. At my funeral, my kids and my grandkids will fight over who gets to keep it. This site that I'm off to is lousy with ammonites. If I could spin back 150 million years, that whole site, the whole county that I live in, would be sea. I've been going there since I was a child. The sea's long gone, but there are these pools with fish in the depths and frogs in the shallows and moths battling about the banks. There's something spooky about the pools. You can't tell how deep they are. Feels like if you fell in, you wouldn't be able to find the bottom. I can shut everything out while I'm there. I had this whisper in the back of my head for the past year or so. My final year of uni. What's next? Now I've graduated and I still don't know. And the whisper's getting louder because now it's summer and there's nothing waiting for me at the end of it. Suddenly, next is now, and the whisper's more like a foghorn, what now? What now? What the fuck now? This is the last time I'll go there. They're closing the site so they can fill it with rubbish. They'll pump it with water and the beds of the lagoons will finally reveal their secrets and there won't be anyone there to care. High security fencing's been going up for months. Monstrous trucks just lumbering everywhere. Manchester's rubbish. It's not even ours. As if there's nowhere in a city the size of Manchester to bury its own bastard rubbish. I'm certain that this time I'm going to find a trilobite. I feel like the ground will know what's happening and gift me one before it's too late. Sometimes you can just feel a good session coming. Not a bad day. Ammonites to cobble dogs with. Find of the day, this. Absolute beauty. No trilobites, but we'll get to that. Apparently, it'll take 20 years for them to fill that site with waste. 20 years to cover 150 million year old ghosts under rot and stink. I'll be in our mid-40s by then. Old. Mind you, I suppose a lot of my scary decisions will be made by then. I've just been sat about since uni, ignoring the foghorn. Maybe 40-year-old me will look back at this moment. I could be about to ruin her life. If time travel's possible by then, now would be a really good time for her to pop back and give me a steer. You pick your degree and you're only 17. How are you supposed to decide things for the rest of your life at 17? I got a tattoo last year, and although I'm pretty sure that Chinese characters are a timeless choice, what if 40-year-old me sat there thinking, yeah, should have gone with the dolphin after all? And how are you supposed to even know what you're going to do when you're 17? There's literally so many jobs. I only found out recently that museum curator's an actual job that you need an actual degree for. You can't just quite like history and fancy having a go. Which is a shame, really. This one is an anemone. It's the first one I've ever found there. And the last, I suppose. The magic of fossils is something special. You find these relics of a completely disappeared other time. This creature has sat in place as the world has spun through timeless darkness, primordial sparks of human life. And then, faster and faster, more and more people, building and burning and digging and destroying and discovering. And now it's in your hand. Magic. I sort of wish I'd been a really early human. I mean, not really, because, we were always cold and hungry and grubby. And there were no antibiotics or super noodles. And you'd probably die of childbirth if you made it that far. But it must have been sort of easier. No careers or big decisions. Just peace and community and the odd adrenaline thrill of running from a wolf. This is for prying and cracking. But it also means that if I see a man on the horizon, I don't feel that grip of anxiety. Maybe this is how men feel all of the time. Hammer confident. I saw another woman at the mines today as I was chipping into a promising piece of rock. Probably about the age I'll be when they're done tipping waste. She had a thin gold nose ring and one of those woven backpacks, the ones that you get from them alternative shops, with the incense and the UV jewellery and the room odorisers that everyone knows is really just poppers. She, I don't normally chat much when I'm fossil hunting, fossil hunting's a solo sport. But she comes over and she asks me what I found and what I'm looking for. I tell her a trilobite. And she snorts. But not like a mean snort, if you can do a non-mean snort. You won't find any of those here, she says. I notice she's a bit posh. And she gets out this fossil guidebook and she shows me where you can find them. Devon, Lancashire, Cumbria, even Wales. Not here. And I feel all my happiness and all my hope just disappear. Like I've been knocked over by a big wave. All this time, all these years, I've spent looking for something that wasn't even there to begin with. I feel like I might cry. Which I get sounds silly, about a big dead woodlouse. But all the times that I saw the spine of an ammonite and I thought, maybe. And I got that rush of adrenaline. I was only ever going to be disappointed. And I feel stupid because, I never even thought to check. The posh woman, her name's Meredith, so she really is posh. She let me keep this little guide. Yeah, I never really thought to get one myself. I've got this little folded up leaflet and my mum's taught me all she knows because she used to go there when she was a kid. I know my crinoids from my belemnites, but so much more in here. Brachiopods and bivalves, cephalopods and corals. I keep going back to the Trilobite page. Sneaky little bastard. Now what are my grandkids going to fight over? Meredith's a lecturer in paleobiology, which is the study of evolution, mass extinction, macroevolution, dinosaurs, and, of course, fossils. She said it wasn't too late to apply to do an MSc. I mean, sort of joking, but maybe not really. I loved uni. And not just, the freedom and the partying, but I loved the lectures. Hoovered up all the knowledge like I needed it. I mean, sounds silly, but What's silly when you've spent the past 10 years looking for something that was never there to begin with? And it'd put off the what now for a bit as well. A placeholder, what now? And I might even sort some of the bigger what now as well. You know, put curator on the table. Lecturer. You know, probably loads of exciting stuff that I didn't even know existed. And I've still got a couple of weeks left of doing nothing as well. Enough time for me and my new guidebook to take a trip to Wales. You know, find some casual fossils before I start on my official fossils. Yeah, I can feel the foghorn getting quieter. Yeah, the whisper dying away. Sneaky little bastard indeed.